First of all, I want you two kids to know this is a safe space, okay? Feel free to express yourself. Don't be afraid. I sense there's an enabler here, but we'll get to that.
In a world where the truth is twisted and blurred, two souls rise up, their voices unheard. Master of the KDS and Raven unite. In Gothic therapy, they stand for what's right. Their strength is within, equal partners in the battle where the truth begins. With wit and wisdom, they cut through the lies. Together they shine, like stars in the skies. Raven and Master, shoulder to shoulder, fighting the evils, growing bolder and bolder. In the heart of the night, under the blackened sky, together they shine, like stars in the skies. Raven and Master, shoulder to shoulder, fighting the evils, growing bolder and bolder. In the heart of the night, under the blackened sky, Gothic therapy reigns, and the darkness will cry. They've left the skits, but the fight carries on in every video. Their mission is strong, breaking down the madness, exposing the fake. In a culture gone wild, they're the ones who awake. Two minds, one mission, to expose the deceit. In the world of pop culture, they'll never retreat. Raven and Master, a force so true. In Gothic therapy, they see it through. Raven and Master, shoulder to shoulder, fighting the evils, growing bolder and bolder. In the heart of the night, under the blackened sky, Gothic therapy reigns, and the darkness will cry. Together they rise, a power untold. In the shadows, the story unfolds. Equal in battle, equal in might, they bring the truth into the light. Raven and Master, shoulder to shoulder, fighting the evils, growing bolder and bolder. In the heart of the night, under the blackened sky, Gothic therapy reigns, and the darkness will cry. Join them in the fight where truth and shadows meet. In Gothic therapy, where the mission's complete. Raven and Master, two sides of the same coin, in their battle for truth, let the world rejoin.
All right, listen up, you bunch of lost souls and weirdos. It's showtime. You want to survive in this world of pop culture chaos? Well, here's the secret. You got to hit that subscribe button over on Gothic Therapy's YouTube channel. Yeah, that's right. Do it or I'll come knocking, and trust me, you don't want me as a house guest. Don't be shy. Whack that button like you're slamming the door of your in-laws. And hey, hit the bell too, or I'll be haunting your dreams. Catch you on the other side, baby.
In the heart of chaos where agendas collide, Master of the TDS and Raven stand side by side. Exploring the madness, we uncover the proof, with sharp wit and insight, we're the voice of the truth. Welcome to Psycho-Synopsis, the dark side of the truth. Dive deep into the madness you cannot refute. Safe as in the asylum, come free your mind. Crazy or not, let us be your guide. Diving into the shadows where secrets reside, we'll tear down the facade of culture's villains can't hide. Wild theories and whispers in the dark, join us on this journey, reignite the spark. So tune in and listen, let's start the debate. With Master lighting Raven, your salvation awaits.
Okay. That's not the line.
No, it cut off early for me. Welcome, seekers of the asylum,
For those searching for salvation,
or embracing the insane.
you have come to the right place. Hi!
How's everybody doing tonight? And sorry for that. That was really weird. For some reason, it literally the intro went through, and then it was doing the like the last part for me, and it just stopped midway through. So I was like, wait, what? It wasn't my fault, I swear. I did nothing.
You're
Okay,
fine.
we got a packed show tonight, and if you guys, actually might be going live again after this, so that's pretty cool. So you'll get a double dose of me tonight. But we got
Smash
a lot to.
He'll be going.
Go
He
ahead.
might be going out with Smash JT tonight. I will not be joining as I have some chores to complete after this, but you can see Master again there probably.
Yeah, let's see. We have. Is it doing the thing where it puts the chat messages for Twitter up at the top? I don't know why it does that.
No,
We have.
I am seeing a few Twitter messages at the bottom here.
Okay. We have Crimson Argot Lom says hello. Hello. We have BioBeats Squirrel. I did see your message. I just wasn't able to respond because doing stuff to get the show together. There's a lot to go through today, but I did see.
And also, welcome to our Discord.
Yeah, welcome. But yeah, I did see it. It wasn't. I gave you a like on one of them. I wasn't ignoring. I was just trying to get the stuff ready to go because sometimes it takes a little prep. We have T Jazz Art and Comics is here. Hello.
Evening.
We have Ashes says hello, you lovely people. I hope this day has been treating all well. If things have been going so well, just know that it's always darkest before the dawn, and you are appreciated. Well, that's a great message to start off with, I think.
Mhm.
Jose Taco is here with his wench putting out the merch. Thanks.
Indeed.
Don't know
thank
if
you.
our bot will do it or not.
I don't know. Nobody buys our merch anyway. Please
It's
buy our
totally
merch.
fine. Nobody has to buy our merch.
Please buy our
expensive.
merch. I want to see
the
people wearing our stuff.
Okay, we got to get through this, honey. The great one is here. Says good evening. Good evening. So just for new people here, because I see there's some new people in the chat. What we normally do is we greet the chat. We go into our first topic. When we do our topics, we kind of do a little bit about like 5 minutes or so where we are kind of just the two of us talking. We change our backgrounds for that too, so we can make videos out of it later. Then we talk with the chat a bit. And then we have 2 topics in between, which are like reacting to clips. And then we have 2 other topics and the end. It's a little more complicated than it sounds, but it really isn't.
Yeah.
We have Leo Fisher says, here's Women and Squirrels First. Yeah. Rest in peace, Peanut.
Oh my
that was
god,
terrible.
It makes me so angry. I love raccoons.
Yeah, Fred the raccoon. The Proctophile is here. Says, let's do this thing. Yes.
Hello.
Mermelade is we have Azen's word.
Azen Swords Master.
Azen Swords Master 1. I'm terrible. I don't even know how I do that.
Let's just call him Sword Master.
First time watching live. Well, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. 3M5000 says we need the soundtrack already.
Make it a highest member tier playlist to entice people to join.
I don't know. I think it's better keeping it as is.
It's a good idea. Tell him it's a good idea.
Don't get the chat to turn on me this soon into our show, at least. Peter Bankman fan site says, hey, all.
Hello.
We have a $2 super chat from Servant of God 777. How insane are the SPI Origins Bowser levels? So I don't think anything's going to top the Bowser stuff that we found, but
debatable.
No, put it this way, guys. I found the Powell Group stuff. That was a thing, but put it this way. I have created a comprehensive. It took me 2 days to do this. Okay. I
calculated it took you 4. You were working on this nonstop for at least 3 days.
Okay, well, I've created a comprehensive timeline of Gamergate matched up with Sweet Baby Inc. Literally detailing every single member of Sweet Baby Inc. who is available to be seen on, who I could find online, where they worked, who they're linked to, then every single person from the Sexiest podcast, who they're linked to and what they're linked to as well. And long story short, through doing this, I found some very interesting connections and basically put them all together into a basically comprehensive timeline. If you thought what Savvy did with the program, she actually let me know what program she used. But if you think what Savvy did with the program was good, this took me a lot longer. But that's our last topic. The reason it is our last topic is because
it's so extensive. Because it's so intricate and detailed and long, and you're going to need at least half an hour to explain it all.
Yeah, so we're gonna save that for the last topic. I actually have somebody who asked me specifically to send them a link to it when it does get to that topic. But yeah, so it's not Bowser levels. There's some interesting things that you may not know, but long story short, I believe I have managed to figure out a lot of how Sweet Baby Inc. came to be and how they have their connections. And it's not just Ubisoft, mind you. They have a lot of connections and connections to the first Gamergate, which people seem to have known about, but not in the way that I'm going to reveal it. So we'll get to that. But thank you for the $2 super chat. We actually have it's a new thing. They made it so that you can now have like a goal for super chats. So we have a goal for 20 super chats that doesn't have to be met, but if you do meet that goal, we will do one more topic on the show, and it will be voted on by the chat. So again, it has to not be overly political, but if there's something that we didn't cover that you wanted us to cover that's not too political, if we get to that amount of super chats, just 20 super chats, doesn't have to be a crazy amount, just 20 super chats. We made it for any amount that you send in. We will do an extra topic towards the end of the show.
You're welcome.
We have Russ
Don't
Williams.
give us all the money!
Honey, behave.
Play the money clip.
No, we got to get moving, honey.
That was the perfect segue for the new money clip. You never use the money clip. What's the point of having the money clip if you're not going to use the money clip?
It was supposed to be an incentive for people when they do use the money clip, when they do give us money to play it, but I guess fine, okay? Here, she asked for it.
That's the stuffings out of those ugly old piggyback they are! Come on, kids, give me all your money. It's for a good cause. Me! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on!
I don't see the point of you saying that you play it after people give you money when really, because the clip is telling people to give us money, you should be playing it before they give us money so that they do give us money.
Honey, I'm just trying to get through the first part of the show so we can get to the other stuff because it's going to be a long night otherwise.
Fine.
We have AI Privilege plays air guitar. We have Dead Man Talking says here. We have Caesard says, Dad, I'm already here. I don't know what the reference is to, but okay. Lord of the Rings, time for the best show of the week. Oh, that's nice. It shows there are 50 of you here. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and about 100 on the Twitter one.
Yeah, the Twitter one doesn't really count. We just there so people can cross over.
True.
Pickleman says okay. I think he was responding to my saying okay. Let's see who else is here. Paladin Demo says just get with the Tech Priest Master. You'll be fine. Oh, great. A Warhammer reference. You know what that means.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Master doesn't like Warhammer references for anyone here who's new.
I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Because he says I have an addiction to Warhammer 40,000.
Well, no, it's also
you're not
that
wrong about.
It's literally that I don't know what the references are more than anything else. So
that's
it's like,
why you get into the lore. You do the research. You learn the stuff like I did. It's cool stuff. You'd like it.
No.
But you'd like it.
Yeah, I have enough things that I have to do. I don't need another hobby to get stuck in right now.
Aw.
Cesario JPN says, rip Peanut the Squirrel. Yeah.
And Fred the Raccoon.
Hello, thanks for the time change. I'm not late, says Daniel Rude. Yeah, there was a time change.
Hooray, more sleep, more darkness, more darkness, more darkness. Oh, sorry about that.
I'll buy it. Post the link. Uh-oh. What do you think? Oh, someone did buy. Who bought what? A partners
Probably
in
that
crime
guy.
Brought an other. What's an other? Oh, a book. Okay, cool. I don't know why it said that.
A Partners in Crime notebook. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we have to thank Spartan Flash Century who made our avatars and made that
a logo, that Partners in Crime picture.
Partners in Crime.
Beautiful.
Merchandising.
You don't get that reference because you've never watched
I do get the reference,
Spaceballs.
even though Stop. The chat's already letting me know.
Spaceballs, and he refuses to watch Spaceballs. Everyone, make him watch Spaceballs. What? What's the point of having a chat if you're not going to exploit it? I'm just saying.
I'm trying to get through stuff. Can you let me?
Fine.
What is the food of choice for goth that flies southwest? Says a random thought. I have no idea.
Southwest. I don't know. If you're going southeast, then I say go to New Orleans in the Voodoo Quarter.
Oh gosh, we're getting a ton of you guys are nuts. Paul W says that merch link is kind of borked for me. It is. Oh, it is? Did you make sure it's the correct link, honey?
I didn't share it. Jose Taco did. I shared the Discord invite link.
But someone wants to actually share the link. You can. I think it's also in the description of the video. It should be.
It's definitely somewhere in our about page on our channel.
We got to get moving. Jeremy review says, "Hey guys, Asian is an early internet word for Asian. Oh, like Asianized white dragon. Okay, I know that now. Okay, I feel better. I like salad. Okay, I'm glad you eating salad for. I have no idea.
I don't want to know.
Bowder fetish won't be topped. I really don't want. Here's the thing, guys. Okay, you want to know the truth?
It's not what he wants to be remembered for, honestly.
No. Here's the thing, guys. Here's this kicker, okay? SoundCloud did a thing where if you don't pay after a certain point of time, it like came up with this paid things, and it only lets you have a certain amount of your streams or your podcasts available if you don't pay. So what basically probably happened is probably every single one of that over 60 episode show was available at one point, and then because they weren't able to pay, it went private. So there's a very good chance that all of those things are there, and some of them were really weird. I really do not want to know what Kim Belair's favorite vegetable is. Thank you very, very much.
It's probably an eggplant.
Yeah. Getter Paulo Gaming says, good evening. Good evening.
Hi.
Master of Conspiracies. London Fog 66 says, sup guys, I learned about the channel through Smash JT. Smash is awesome.
Well, thank you. Yeah, Smash is cool.
Faustus Solis says, hail. Let's see, I'm trying to get through. How are you guys not bigger? Anyways, Gothic Therapy, you're all over this stuff. I think
because
it might have
it has something to do with YouTube not liking us after all the bot videos.
Yeah, I did a bot video on like revealing that Disney did some bot stuff. And basically, long story short, after that, I got told by somebody who knows somebody that apparently people on YouTube were not very happy about it. And so they said, don't be surprised if your channel does not get attention after that. I can't prove it.
But we did get shadow banned, pretty much.
No, we can't prove it, but that's what I would
The numbers do not lie.
Someone said Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. So where is that? Yes, we do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that clip. You never used the clip. Ever notice how no one uses clips anymore?
Yeah, we have a $2 super chat from Ashes. Any tips on dealing with insomnia? My recommendation is to find some like. You can look online. You can look on YouTube. You can find like meditation music. That has to not be sad. If it's like sad sounding, I can't listen to it because it makes me like think of all the things I didn't do in the day. But if it's just some nice like music, I put it on like very low and it helps me sleep. So we have Casey North is here. Says greetings. I've seen I've seen you around before, and so when you commented on my post, I knew who you were because I'd actually seen you on LinkedIn posting one of our videos there. So I saw that. By the way, thank you, Ashes, for the $2. And we have Jose Taco says, "Did you guys do anything special for Halloween?" Raven was on a stream with Pope Metallicus.
Our friend Pope Metallicus over on Rumble, he did a Halloween radio stream and invited me to join, so I did.
But otherwise, not really. We don't really. You might think it's weird, but we don't really celebrate it. We're Jewish. We don't celebrate it. So
we're Jewish and therefore cannot celebrate a pagan holiday.
It doesn't mean we don't like it, but
rules.
Thank you for the $1 super chat. Let's see. We have the Fischozo Corner says, "Hey everybody, just came back from Wrath and Glory campaign. Sounds interesting.
Welcome back."
I'm assuming it's a Warhammer thing. The Proctophile for $2 for the mental health one. You'll probably need it if we find any more Bowser stuff.
It'll need to be more than that for a mental health fund here. After all, we are all mad.
We have a Pickle Man for $2. Will you get references work, Master TDS? Yeah, I can probably get most of those.
Considering your name is considering your name as a little Yu-Gi-Oh is a literal Yu-Gi-Oh reference, yes.
It's been kind of sad because I've been deleting and moving over some videos to I have another channel that's just Master of the TDS. It's not the original one. The original Master of the TDS channel is this one, actually. But I've been moving over videos to that channel to kind of get rid of them from here, except for a couple. So it's been kind of sad because it's like the end of an era for me, but these kind of have to be moved over. They just sat around for a while. Thank you for the $2 super chat. We have Knee Pain with a $5 super chat. Every time I see someone call you an incel, I want to gift them a dictionary. Here's $5 for handling these people with grace.
Why, thank you.
It's the easiest result. I just you put pronouns in your bio all the time. Can you not read my bio? It literally says husband to writing Raven. And I love when they go, well, just because you're married doesn't mean you're not an incel. It's like, do you need me to explain to you how Jewish marriages work? Perhaps you should go look that up.
Yeah.
Might be something you should try to do at some point.
Yeah. Dumbasses.
Took a sponsor from Raid.
They
tried to offer us a sponsor, and then I said no, and then they offered another sponsorship like a month later, and it's like, did you forget that I said no the first time?
It's like, yeah, come on, take a hint.
We have another $2 super chat from Servant of God. It says, watch Spaceballs, you're saying, well, thank you. At some point, I will. I'm really busy.
You keep saying that.
Just let me get through the stuff, honey. Come on. We have Reaper Jones is here. Master, do you play Master Duel? If so, you play Match Me sometime. I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. I really wish I could, but it's become such a big problem for me to play because it stresses me out. Long story short, there's a video on the channel that explains this, but I was light doxed over Yu-Gi-Oh, even as a small channel, and it kind of scared me off the internet for probably about 6 years. So the fact that I'm here today is pretty big because I didn't plan to come back at all. But to answer that question, I don't play anymore. It's too stressful. And they changed the game to do link monsters, and I can't even follow any of this stuff. We have a $2 super chat from Daniel Rue. Did you see how they ruined Morgan in the Veilguard? Yep, we have a clip of Veilguard to react to.
We do have the clip of Veilguard to react to, but I don't know who any of the characters are because I don't play Dragon Age. So, are we talking about the goddess? Are we talking about the crow goddess of death, Morgan, or just a character named Morgan?
I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, that's my secret. That people just tried to dox me over literally making a show called Obscure and Forgotten Yu-Gi-Oh cards, where I talked about obscure cards that people didn't use, and because people didn't like using them, it was a bad thing. We have Master traumatized by knowing Bowser and Kim. Yes, are all traumatized.
Yeah.
Viewers, what's your record? Record is almost 100. That was when we got a lot of attention for something else. It's crazy you guys look at trash. You guys do good work. We try. Try. The thing is, we both have jobs. So
this is literally more of a hobby. We don't do it for a living.
Yeah. We got 2 smash the like buttons. So I won't be the one to say that. Let's have Where's the clip? Here we go. Do what he says.
What do you think of this? You like it?
Yeah, like the video. You don't want him to get mad.
Break the
let's
algorithm
see.
spell.
You like that too much.
Good song.
Wait, where I was? Oh yeah. Let's see. Anybody else? I'm trying to get through here.
Well, we
see if
got another
anybody
super
knew.
chat.
I noticed. Travis Lewis, I think no wonder why CP Bank is a greedy, narcissist, corrupted company that the franchise we love turns to a pile of yeah. It's messed up
much.
getting doxxed over Yu-Gi-Oh! That I'll be completely honest, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community is one of the most toxic communities I've ever been a part of, and I vehemently despise how people behave in that community. And maybe one day I'll talk about it, but right now I'm just gonna, I look, it's been years, I've moved on, but having to delete some of those videos and move them over is just, it's still painful. We have a 1999 super chat from Smash JT. Thank you for everything you guys do. Thank you.
And thank you for being so awesome and cool with us.
Yeah, you're like 10 times the size of us. So some people who are, get big, they don't really care about people who are smaller. So the fact that you take the time to even talk with me is really nice.
Yeah. Also, Smash, I will not be coming on tonight. I have other things that need to be taken care of in the house. You'll only be having Master. And I will still be charging you extra for therapy.
As long as there's no Bowser. Please tell me there's no Bowser. I don't want any more Bowser, please.
I'm still charging him extra on that invoice.
W Dragon 92190 says, good to see you. Good to see you too. Cbrew 1138. Man, there's a lot of great streamers on right now. I got like 5 tabs open. I don't know how anybody does that.
How do you keep track of that?
Let's
Our friend
see.
Ords is also live on Twitch right now. So
I'm not reading that, Smash.
what did he say?
He said you didn't read it?
Oh, I see it now.
Looks like my internet connection is going in and out. I apologize for that. Hopefully I don't sound
Well, that's
robotic.
because you decided to plug into the extender.
I figured that would help.
I told you last time it didn't work for me. Oh, hi, Ginger Ninja.
Yeah, the Ginger Ninja. Hello, all. So,
and something which follows with something in Japanese that I can't read.
Black Reaper Kai is here. But yeah, so Master, I got an idea for your next clip when you're going bad or needing therapy session. You can either go with the Crypt Keeper laugh, the Joker laugh for that clip. No, I have one for going crazy. Here. Might as well. I'll play this and then we'll get to the first topic. But here's where the clip I play when I kind of like have had it.
That's it. I've had it.
Hey, thanks for slicing the pie.
Ginger Ninja.
Billion Mandy.
Yeah, Ginger Ninja in the chat says, I'll give you a hint. It's the same word 3 times. Beetlejuice.
Oh, God. Parrothead says you guys are doing great work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy day to you, Master Aaron. Hey, Happy Dino. Nice to see you.
Hey, Happy Dino. Say hello to your dog for us.
Yes, this is exactly what I'm telling you about. I'm telling you, we literally get to that point where we stay in the chat for like 15 minutes.
We get more people in our chat every week.
We have 73 people here. Oh, my goodness. What are you all doing here?
Hello, humans.
All right, let's get into our first topic. Just for people who are here for the Sweet Baby Ink stuff, that's going to be our last topic because it's going to be so probably big that it's going to take up a lot of the time. So we're going to get into a couple topics first we have to cover. And we got some interesting things to look at. We're going to go into this first segment. We're going to talk it over. We'll talk with you guys for a bit. And then we'll go into, we have media therapy. We'll look at something media related. And then we will go on to the second topic, and then we'll do game therapy, which is going to be reacting to the Veilguard thing, and then we have the last one, which will be Sweet Baby Ink. So letting you guys know ahead of time, because I'm not going to be offended if you guys decide to come back later. It's totally fine. You know, with a lot of people doing stuff. We have Raphael Aureliano says hello. Hello. And we have Cesar has joined at the disturbed level. Thank you so much. And hey, our bot's working.
Hooray! Finally.
It randomly decides to work, just randomly. I don't know why.
It must be afraid of you because of all your work with bots.
maybe. Okay, let's get into our first topic because it's already been 30 minutes and we need to get into the first topic. So we're going to get into the first topic. Let's actually activate, honey. You ready? Activate.
I already took care of that way ahead of you for once.
Whatever. You can't see, but I'm sticking out my tongue. My character just can't do that. Okay, we'll get on to the
Ignore
first
that noise.
topic. Right?
Yes.
Now. Epic Universe's monsters await with fright.
In catacombs dark, they'll haunt your night.
Cutting-edge terrors, lifelike and bold.
Face Frankenstein's creatures in tales retold. And oh my god, these things look so cool! I'm so excited! I want to go now!
It picked up like half of what you said there?
I want to go there now, is what I said, because these things look so cool, and I want to go! I'm too impatient.
Okay, I know we'll go someday, honey. But let's talk about what people are here for. So we're talking about Dark Universe because they just revealed some very cool things for Dark Universe. They revealed the animatronics that are some of the most advanced animatronics that they've had. They move faster and more lifelike than other animatronics, and you can actually see 4 of them here. Honey, do you want to get?
Yes, we have Count Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, the Wolfman, and the creature from the Black Lagoon.
But I believe they mentioned that there are about 30 animatronics. I think that's what they said.
Well, considering there are, I think, 30 total monsters in the Dark Universe of Universal Monsters, yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, if you count the children and the spouses, then yes, there are about 30.
Fair enough, but this looks really cool. Look, I'll be honest, I'm not exactly thrilled with some of the movies they've been doing for the monsters lately. They haven't been that good. And hopefully that changes. Like they're doing the Wolfman, and that didn't look very good.
That was boring. We watched that trailer a couple streams ago, and we literally left 20 seconds in because we were bored.
Yeah, and then we got copyright, claimed for it because God forbid we react to half a trailer. But it looks interesting. Dark Universe is going to definitely be competition for Disney, especially because they look like they're actually doing a really good job. I know, honey, you were kind of concerned when you saw the trailer for the animatronics. Do you want to tell people why?
Because it started off with, my name is Victoria Frankenstein. When when I first heard that, I was like, oh crap, not this again. Because Dr. Frankenstein's first name, is everyone knows, is Victor. So changing it to Victoria Frankenstein, and also she is a black woman, or sort of, in the portrait, makes you concerned until she follows it up with the line, "We will continue the work my great-grandfather started." And so I'm like, okay, that's actually a good way to do it.
And they show a picture of like Dr. Frankenstein like ripped, like a painting of him ripped. So again, of course, we both heard Victoria Frankenstein. We're like, oh God, not this again. But it turns out they're actually going to respect it. They actually have like a painting of Dr. Frankenstein, and it's ripped, and they have
she's literally just his descendant, and is going to, carry on his legacy, which actually is not a bad thing to do.
Yeah, it's not bad.
As long as they do it right.
I really hope they don't it looks like they're not like half-assing this. So like from the pictures we've seen of the concept art of things that they're doing, like Frankenstein's castle and all this kind of stuff, it looks like really well done. So we'll have to see. This could be like an alternative to Harry Potter land, but like it looks a lot different. And trust me, honey, if it's good, we will be going.
Oh my god, yes, we are going to be going. And can you imagine Hollywood Horror Nights in the Dark Universe section of the park?
That would be so cool. All I'm
I
gonna
wanna
say
do
this.
that.
All I'm gonna say is this: if they have animatronics, they better not move later in the night. They better not move because we don't want a Five Nights at Freddy's.
True. One thing I am going to add, though, is you mentioned Disney's being, knocked out of the park by them, so to speak, is that there actually was a concept of for Disney to do a section of their park that was all Disney villains, and they scrapped it. Universal is now making a section of the park entirely dedicated to horror movie monsters, and it looks amazing so far. If I still had any love for Disney, and I found out that they were going through with a Disney's villain section of their park, I would invest in them again just a little bit because I love Disney villains. I mean, seriously, who doesn't love villains? I know, you can't have villains be actual villains anymore. I literally, as a child, didn't like Ariel. I liked Ursula. I literally had a toy of the shell necklace that contained Ariel's voice. When you pressed a button, it actually sang in Ariel's voice. I loved that thing so much, I broke it. Probably. And again, I actually don't remember what happened to it. But yeah, I also have one of my goth purses is literally Disney villains with vines and their different logos. And I've got a Disney villains leather jacket, which is totally awesome that I really need to wear more often. Fortunately, the weather for it is good. I know, I remember. Fortunately, the weather is returning for it, so I might bring it out of the closet again.
Oh, we'll have to see. But yeah, we'll have to see
Either
how
way,
this looks.
Either way, I like Disney villains, and if Disney had gone through with that idea, I would have gone back to Disneyland.
Look, I think this is going to give Disney competition. Whether Disney will rise to the occasion or fall doesn't really matter. But the point being is that this looks really good. It looks like they spared no expense. And I'm very interested to see what more they do with this because it looks good on paper, but you never know when you see it in person. So we'll have to wait and see until that happens.
Even so, I look forward to it.
All right, we can turn off the blue screens now.
Okay.
All right, let's see what the chat has been saying. This chat moves way too fast now. I don't even know if we're going to be able to do this anymore. We're going to have to
because there are too many people.
Yeah, we like to keep up with the chat, but there's 70 people here. There's no way we're going to keep up with the chat. You two are bloody adorable. We try. Let's see. Please let it be good. Please let it be good. We're going to read. Get rid of that mic. We got her a new mic.
This is the new mic.
She got a new mic.
This is the new mic.
May of 2025. Sounds great.
Oh, it's close. Just a few more months. Let's go for my half birthday.
No mummy. I think they're gonna have a mummy one. I just think we didn't get to see it. I think they only showed a couple of them. Guys, just to be fair, just to be completely fair here, we're not gonna be able to go through every chat. I really wish we could, but we're just gonna go through as a couple, and we're gonna kind of move on. Otherwise, we'll be here for a week. No offense to you guys, but I can't do a week. Sorry. We're not trying to force people to do super chats or anything like that. There's just too many people to keep up with. At least they didn't go full DEI mode like Monster High did. Let's not go there. Monster High is a weird bag of worms.
Yeah, that's why I don't watch it. It's
Th-
not
potentially
the
dumb-
real monsters. I'd rather watch the Scooby-Doo movie of that finishing school for ghouls.
Potentially
At
dumb
least
question
that had
is,
the actual monsters in it.
honey. I keep trying to read chats. You can talk over me.
Sorry.
I love you.
I know. I love you too.
I just don't want to be here till tomorrow, okay?
Okay. Keep going then.
Potentially dumb question is Cthulhu part of Dark Universe? Honey, you can answer that.
That depends on if Universal has the rights to Lovecraft.
The answer's I'll be I thought you knew. The answer's no. No. They don't have that. They look like they spared no expense. Yeah. Lovecraft team session will be pretty bad. You never know. Disney, as Disney falls, Universal rises. Yep. Get it, Rocket Girl. Let's see. Wait till you're sporting 10K. That will never happen in a million years. What kind of mic? It is it is an RE Electro Voice. No, it's an Electro Voice RE20.
It's a good mic.
Product file for $2. Sorry, Chad, it's pay to win now. I guess so. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see. Don't worry about it. I'm just here for the stream to interact. Okay, we want all your money. Lovecraft in the public domain. You never know. You never know. I just think that would be a little bit weird to clash with Universal Monsters. So I could see them like maybe doing something with that. Like
because they already have the creature. They already have the creature from the Black Lagoon. So if they wanted to do another water monster, it might have to be either in a different section of the park, or it would have to fight the creature from the Black Lagoon, perhaps. You gotta admit, the creature from the Black Lagoon does look like a creature from that city. What was it called again?
In his mouth from
that. It looks like one of those.
Don't ask how I know this stuff. I know a bunch of Lovecraft lore, which I probably shouldn't know, but I do. See you later. Have a happy night. Have a happy night, Dino.
Yep,
I think we're good with that. So we're gonna jump into our media therapy. We have an interesting thing to react to. We reacted to it on Twitter, but we wanted to share it with you guys. And then we'll move on to the next topic after that. So let's get into it right now. All right. So we're going to react to something that doesn't actually have sound, but it's worth looking at because I found it very interesting. So you guys may know that there's been this series of movies about like Winnie the Pooh, but like imagined as like a horror movie and all this kind of stuff. And they're making like this universe with it, which is a little weird, but
especially considering Blood and Honey actually didn't do that well, but it was an amazing concept. And apparently they're making a second one too. It was probably a really low budget movie for them to be able to do it again. So
we'll see, but we have to give them props. Practical effects are not used that much. So when you see practical effects that are good, you gotta admire them. So we're going to share this. This is from their Pinocchio movie. This is an animatronic of Pinocchio. How awesome is that?
It is insane. Really,
that is not
detailed.
CGI, guys. That is practical effects. That is insane. I love it.
Me too.
I'm gonna play it again. Look at this. It's just insane.
That's really good.
It looks real.
I know. That's why it's so good.
Movie might end up being trash, but like. You gotta admire
that. Looks amazing. Yes, this looks amazing.
Yeah,
so
again, we're gonna play it one more time. Look at that. Look at that movement and the subtle movements and the expressions. That is an animatronic Pinocchio. That is awesome. That looks really, really cool. So we wanted to share it because, again, whether or not the movie ends up being good, I think we can all appreciate, the effort people put in. And I think that people don't take enough time to recognize how practical effects work these days. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're going to just roll on to our second part, which we're actually making some pretty good time. Let's see what people had to say quickly first. Someone make a game about Kim Belair's love for Bowser? No, thank you. We have Psychic Mongoose. Hi, chat. Hi, we see you.
Hello.
They're also making a Pinocchio. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Dang, that's creepy in a cool way. Yeah, exactly. That's what's so cool. I mean, look, it might end up being like a really trash movie, but that's a really good animatronic. You gotta look at that and go, wow, like what happened to practical effects these days? Like, my God.
Things got more advanced in technology, so they all turned to CGI, which these days is absolute crap. Just look at gaming.
That's way too cool. Creepy but amazing engineering. Practical versus CGI. Yeah, you know what? Practical effects are what's missing in Hollywood these days. Let's be honest here, okay?
Well,
A lot of movies would be a lot better if they used practical effects. Even crap movies, if they used more practical and just use CGI to like tighten the edges, so to speak, like tighten things up. A lot of movies would look a lot better. Let's be honest.
Yep, pretty much.
Let's see. We are Bowser. No, thank you. Is that going to be a thing now? Is it just going to be a thing now that we're known for Bowser?
For not bots, not pop culture, but Bowser.
Practical effects master race. Yep. Oh God, we're going to be known for literally Bowser. God.
Well, we are the channel that revealed it.
I regret my life choices.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But hey,
All right.
it got us a bunch of subs.
Yeah. All right, honey. I think we're going to go into our second topic because we know what people are here for. People are here for the Sweet Baby Ink stuff, and that stuff's going to be a real go-getter here.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get into the second topic. We're going to be talking about a gaming topic. So we're talking
Hooray!
gaming, then gaming. So now we're out of the topics that aren't kind of gaming related. So without further ado, let's get
begin.
into the next topic. Sony's Concord launch aimed to rise,
But shut down quick under empty skies.
with lessons learned, they closed the door.
Yet it seems they're bound to repeat mistakes once more.
Yeah. So Concord is officially dead. Sony has shut down Firewalk Studios. I think it's Firewalk Studios, right?
I think so. I don't know. I
Is it
never really paid attention much to this because I never cared about Concord.
I think it was Firewalk or Firewalker Studios. I don't remember exactly which one, but either way, they're closed now. Now, look, this game was never going to do well, ever. It's just, look, I'll be honest. I'm not the kind of person who likes these kind of games, to be honest. I was never a fan of that. I've never played Fortnite, okay? Just never got me interested. But seeing a game like this and looking at it and going, I don't really see anything that appeals to me. And maybe they were trying to go for this whole diversity and, realistic is we're going to make one fat and one whatever. That's really weird. Like, that doesn't make me want to play a game. I want to play a game because it looks good.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, go ahead.
One thing I find funny is that if anyone doesn't remember, Amazon is making an anthology series of stories in video games. They released a trailer about a month ago that heavily featured Warhammer 40,000. But if you look when the part of the screen where they show all the flashes of all of the different game titles, one of them, if you look carefully, one of them is Concord. And considering that trailer was released a month ago, I'm guessing Amazon didn't expect Concord to fail so badly.
Sony didn't expect it to fail, and the thing is funny because we're probably still going to get that, and it's going to have Concord in it, and it's going to be like a memorial
and
service.
People are just
leave flowers.
Laugh. I'm just going to laugh if they
No. I say we all show up there, and as soon as the Concord stuff, just start spamming Fs and 07s in the chat. Just
the world's tiniest violin weeps for thee.
Like, come on, guys. Like, this was a no-brainer. If anybody looked at this and said, wow, this is going to make us a ton of money, you're an idiot. And look, I'm sure there is a market for this game. It just wasn't big enough to justify the game being made or being boosted up this high. And I will say...
didn't it also cost a fortune?
Yeah, it cost a fortune. Sony paid for it. And look, I do feel bad because it looked like there were still devs online trying to fix Concord and trying to actually make it good. And I kind of feel bad because maybe some of them, what you find out is that some of these people do have their hearts in the right place. I think this was a failure from the get-go, and they didn't see the signs. That's a little bit more concerning because
Yeah.
again, it's fairly clear that this game wasn't going to do well. You had the robots have pronouns. Look,
Ugh.
it's a game where you shoot people. Nobody cares what pronouns the robot is unless you shoot it and it dies, and then its pronouns are was/were.
And just it.
Like, what did you expect? Did you expect this game to make a ton of money? Nobody likes these kind of things. There was nothing special about it. The biggest problem was not that they were pushing all this diversity and inclusion. This game had nothing unique.
Seriously, nothing. Not to mention bad character design. And if I remember right, also some buggy gameplay.
Yeah, it had some buggy gameplay. It wasn't that great, and barely anybody was playing it. I think they had 2,000 people peak. Now, we have to recognize that that's just the Steam numbers, so there could have been people who bought it, whatever. But
On the consoles,
but it was not ever going to be. I would have shut it down immediately, to be honest. And the fact that they didn't means maybe they thought they could recoup it, but it was never going to fly, guys. It was a bad mistake, and I want to think that Sony will learn from this, but let's be honest, they're
It's
not
Sony.
going to.
Yeah, it's Sony. They're not going to learn anything.
Well, rest in peace, Concord. From August to September. Anybody who has a copy of Concord, I guess you could sell it online. It's probably worth more than the game actually was worth now.
Yep. Or you can smash it with a hammer and make it rest in pieces.
Concord, more like Concord.
Da-dum.
All right. I think we can turn off the... We're making some good time. Good.
Hooray!
All
Thanks
right,
in
let's
no
see.
small part to me.
What no small part to you? What does that mean?
Maniacal laugh.
This is what I'm here for? Okay, cool. It got nuked. Firewalk. Yeah, I thought it was Firewalk. We're at Firewalk Studios. You won't be missed. Fired and walked. Ouch.
Ow, that's good.
I want to play games. Well, you can play it by yourself. No, I'm serious. I don't play Fortnite. I don't do it.
He does
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
Not
Concord
Overwatch,
felt like
not Fortnite. He doesn't do multiplayer shooters, guys. He won't even do Warhammer.
Okay, guys, do you want to know what I've been playing today? You know what I've been playing today? No Man's Sky. I've been playing No Man's Sky. It's a great game. They fixed it so much. But they have these expeditions you can do where you have to start a brand new game and you have to complete all these objectives for a certain matter of time. And if you don't, you lose the ability to get certain items. So there's a ship that looks like the Millennium Falcon, and I want it. So I've gotten to the 4th phase, and I got stuck trying to scan these stupid creatures, and I'm running around, and Raven's watching me, and I'm literally like gonna put my hand through the computer screen. I swear, it was so frustrating.
You've gotten
Those are
frustrated
the kind
in
of games I like
before.
playing.
Games that frustrated you to the point of wanting to break your computer? Yeah, you play those a lot.
Survival and open world games. Those are my jam.
You also play a lot of games that frustrate you to the point of wanting to break your computer. It's quite a habit with you.
No, you're don't even get me started, honey. One gaming industry to go. The skull throw will now grow after all this is over.
Blood for the blood god!
Are we gonna do that, really?
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Death to the false emperor. Ave Dominus Nox.
Let's see what else. Even without the DEI stuff with Concord, nothing about it was appealing at a casual level. That's the thing. It wasn't the DEI that ruined it. It didn't even, here's the thing. Imagine this game had all this forced DEI stuff, but it actually had some appealing mechanics or whatever, right? Like Fortnite has skins. There's a bunch of character skins you can get. You can customize your character to make it look like what you want, right? Imagine they offered something like that, or they offered something that made it a little more interesting, then people might be like, okay, I'll give this a try. But it was this forced stuff, and then it looked like a really cheap knockoff of every other game you've seen. So it's like, A, it doesn't look good, and B, it has nothing else of value. So why would I even play this?
It's a good question.
Concord grape juice lasts longer. It does.
It's also quite tasty.
We have Taylor Swift, greater than Disney, Star Wars, MCU, Doctor Who is here. He's waving. Hi. My pronouns are also it/that. Usually reserved by WTF is. Okay. Smash it better. Glad I got one of the Concord trolls while I could. How much do you think I could sell it for? It depends. Does anybody even want it?
Don't know.
I don't do shooters either. Yeah, I'm not that kind of person. I like other things.
I can
Candy
do
Crush,
shooters
not
as long as they are not first person. I absolutely suck at first person shooters. Just ask my brothers. But
you also suck at shooting in general.
shut up.
It's God's way of balancing you out. You're good with like blades, but you're not good with guns, and I'm better at you than with guns. Thanks for joining our
Sadness.
therapy group, Juano Vega. Thank you. Those games are fun though. You can really immerse yourself in exploration to a point. I get bored eventually, so I'll kind of jump around. But like one of my all-time favorite games, Subnautica. Oh my god! If you have not played the original Subnautica and you are a fan of even if you're not that big of a fan of open world games, it is an experience. I kid you not. It is an experience.
Seriously. It is open world survival in the ocean, and it is fantastic. We've both played it to full completion, and Master was a beta tester for it.
Yeah, I was. I was a beta tester for a lot of things. I also, if you guys are familiar with the game Don't Starve, and Don't Starve Together, I knew the devs for that. I was somewhat familiar with them and helped a lot of the things. Like, there's a couple things in the game that are only the way they are because I suggested them. Like, for example, just off the top of my head, there's a character named Wilba in the Hamlet DLC for Don't Starve single player, and she has a necklace that prevents her from being a werewolf, a werepig, don't ask. And literally that item will disappear if you hop worlds. The only reason it does is because I suggested that it did, and the dev said that they would take care of it. So the fact that you don't get that item as other characters is because of me. Don't know if that's even significant at all, but there you go.
Considering how much Don't Starve Together has changed from the base game, oh well.
Samuel Main gifted 1 Gothic Therapy membership. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Indeed, thank you. Give us all the money.
Let's see. I'm not reading. I saw a really good comment there, but I'm not reading it because it's just too mean.
Why? What comment?
I'm not reading it. I'll put it up on the screen, but I'm not reading it.
Why did they come up with the name Concord anyway?
I don't know. It doesn't seem like a great name. Subnautica is actually fairy time. Be down in the ocean floor with huge shadow passes right overhead. The puke factor goes high. Look, if you are the kind of person who wants to play Subnautica, but you feel like you can't because you're too afraid of it, here's what I recommend. Play it in creative mode. I know that sounds weird, but you can enjoy it and you can get used to the area, and then you can swim around and the Reapers can't do anything to you. There's even a code that makes you like become invisible to them so they don't come near you. But it's pretty cool and it's fun. It's a great game. The first game is amazing. The second game, not so much.
Below Zero should have been a DLC, but they are finally making Subnautica 2, which everyone says has woke signs, which I didn't see. Just because the character looks a certain way does not mean it's automatically going to be woke, people.
I'm going to jump in there and say this. The characters have always looked that way. The reason you didn't notice it till now was because in the first game, you never see the main character, but they showed him in pictures and he's literally the exact same art style. The second game did have some, like, the main protagonist is a black female. It's not a big deal. Like, it doesn't make it woke or anything. It just wasn't a good game. There was just not much to do. It was very open, very empty. Like, there was a bunch of empty areas where it's like, here's a couple biomes, and by the way, if you go here, like, it's just empty. There's just nothing there. So it wasn't the gameplay. It wasn't the game at all. It wasn't the story at all. It was just the game, which just wasn't good. It just
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next thing that we're going to react to, which is our game therapy, and then we will be moving on to the Sweet Baby Ink stuff. So I should probably send a link. I have no clue I'm going to grab a link here. I'm just going to send it. I specifically told somebody that I would send it to him. Hold on.
Smash, if you're still here, you're going to want to stay for this.
Okay, there we go. It has something to do with tomorrow. There's a surprise tomorrow that you'll find out about. It's not a big surprise, but it's something. Anyways, let's get into this next game therapy, and we're going to react to a clip from Dragon Age: The Veilguard, and then we move on to the Sweet Baby Ink stuff, which will probably take longer than we want it to.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into game therapy now. All right, so let's react to this. We're probably going to get copyright claimed for this, but it's worth reacting to because it's just cringe incarnate.
Mm-hmm. Plus, I also, just to be fair, I also love our game therapy intro. I love the bleeding game console.
Yeah. All right, let's watch this. A bunch of people probably have already seen this clip, but we're going to react to it because it's just too good not to. So here we go.
Pounding that snake's nose, she's still holding the ruby in her other hand. Maker's panties, I was so proud.
Oh,
Ah, shit. They're still holding it, sorry.
what are you doing?
Pulling a barv.
Oh, okay. A barv?
Tradition in the Lords of Fortune, from
like
one of
a
our
barv.
old members, Barv. Good guy, but like most of
Yeah,
us, his
barv.
plans went sideways a lot. Bad blood among your crews, not good for morale, but there's not always time for big, drawn-out apologies. So when
Also,
one
I
of us
thought the
screws
blue
up and we know
male.
we screwed up, we do a quick 10 to put it right. Pulling a barv. Oh, there we go.
I'm good. I don't want to watch anymore.
Also, seriously, I thought the blue one was a man.
This is just, look, here's the thing. It's not even about this. It's like, what does this even have to do with this game? Like, yes, there's been
Absolutely
woke stuff in the
nothing.
games in the past or whatever. People like to say this kind of stuff, okay? Here's what I'm going to say, okay? Put aside the whole, whether, the pronouns, whatever, okay? It's just really weird. Like, why is this necessary in a game like this? This is not something you need. If there was a way to work this into the story, which I don't believe there is, I want to make that very
No.
clear.
Not at
But
all.
if there was a way to organically work this into the story, then maybe you'd have a case. But this is not something you work into the story. This is just clearly a lecture. And the whole point of pulling a barv is to like get down and do push-ups. Doesn't that make everybody stare at you? So it's like, oh, we're doing this to not make it about myself, but then I'm going to go and do push-ups so everybody stares at me, which makes it about myself. So
Yeah, very counterintuitive.
So you failed. You didn't work. It didn't work. But yeah, I'm not watching the rest of this because it's so unbelievably cringe, and I just don't want to watch it. I've seen it already, but we had to at least react to it somewhat. I'm sure. Here's the thing, though. I'm going to say this. I'm sure this game will sell well, and I'm going to tell you why. Here's my theory on why it's going to sell pretty well. Okay, probably won't sell as well as it could, but it will sell okay. And the reason is, it takes a lot more. I give the example of this. This is a bad example, but it will make my point. The Force Awakens. It did really well in theaters. It wasn't until The Last Jedi where people started to question things and started to look back on The Force Awakens and kind of go, hey, something's going wrong here. Something's not right here. And I think the same thing will happen here. I'm not saying it always does when there's like blatant stuff, right? It becomes more of a problem. But I think that what's going to end up happening is if they make another game and there's more of this stuff in it, then we will see a huge dip. Right now, we'll probably see a bit because it's not great. But I think that what we're going to actually see like more backlash or whatever, or more sustainable, like an actual hit to this game when there's another one, if they do more. Because
Probably.
again, it's like the third. Is it like the third game in a series or whatever? So like
I
people are
actually
invested
don't
to
know.
a
I
certain
haven't
degree.
played Dragon Age. I have one of the Dragon Age games saved in my wish list, but I've never actually played it.
Yeah, so we're just reacting to the clip. We don't know the game as much, but all I'm going to say is that I think that we will see it dip if there's another one. But keep in mind, a lot of people are invested. And so we'll come, like, I was invested in The Force Awakens. I'll be honest. I was invested. I thought it was okay, The Force Awakens. I didn't hate it, but I was like, okay, maybe they're going to do something with it.
Yeah, I enjoyed The Force Awakens when I first saw it. I actually saw it twice in theaters because I thought it was good. I didn't notice any of the copy and pasting elements at the time. Not until they were pointed out to me. I'm just oblivious that way.
Yeah. So
to be fair, the first act of The Force Awakens is well done.
Yeah. But look, it is what it is. It's a weird clip. It doesn't need to be there. And unless you can work something like that into the game organically, it probably shouldn't be there. Not because of agenda or whatever, just because it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter. It wouldn't matter if they just suddenly had a conversation about cake in the middle of that point. Like, it'd be weird, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't matter what the topic was. It was just like, why are you randomly like, and Maker's panties? Like, what the heck is wrong with you people? Like, weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's like saying in the middle, be like, oh, and then I smacked him over the head with the book and ate a piece of cake. Haha. It's like, what?
I don't know. These people don't know how to write. That's what it comes down to usually, is that they don't know what the hell they're doing. It always starts with the writers.
Let's see what people are saying, and then we move on to our next topic. You guys who are here for the Sweet Baby Ink stuff, be ready, because we will get there.
Mm-hmm.
You bought a sticker? Oh, thank you. Oh, no, it's this clip again. Yep.
Everyone else was reacting to it, so we might as well too,
Everybody,
right?
I counted 5 push-ups, not 10. Cheater, pumpkin eater.
You're right, she did only do 5.
So she apologizes to make sure the apology is sincere, but makes it all about herself. Checks out. Yeah, again, if somebody goes, oh, I misgendered you, I'm going to get down on the floor and do 10 push-ups, I would look at them and go, what are you doing? And it would be making it all about them, which is, I thought we weren't supposed to do that.
It's the complete opposite of what they're trying to do, right? Which it's counterintuitive, which is always what happens in those kinds of situations and scenarios. Counterintuitive every time.
Yep. Immersion breaking. Yep, I agree. This is the writer thinking of all those gamer trying to apologize to him by proxy. Well, they're not apologizing. I think that they're just not buying your game, which is probably worse. Please tell me that's I don't know. Someone will have to let you know. Thanks for joining.
According to the at the part Master paused on, it did say that the person speaking was Isabella.
I don't know. Thanks for joining our stream group. Ran down name. I think that's what you're trying to say.
Name, perhaps.
It's a 4th game. Okay, as I said, it gets worse further on. Yeah, that's why we didn't do it.
Yep.
It makes me want to barf.
But
yeah, it's just not good. It's just not good. It is Isabella. Look, it's just, again, it's not even about the subject matter. It's just, what in the world are you doing putting that into a game? You're literally breaking the immersion. It wouldn't have mattered what they talked about. It would just be weird to have that kind of thing in the middle of the game. Like, if in my opinion, if you make a game, the dialogue, you can have like some optional dialogue, like maybe like you have to like go out of your way to get it. It's like an extra bonus thing. But otherwise, like, it needs to be something to do with the game. I don't see how that has anything to do with the game aside from lecturing people. And if it has a thing to lecture people and it has nothing to do with the game and it doesn't fit in with the game, then it probably shouldn't be there. That's just the reason. I don't care what topic it is.
I have literally only ever seen one instance in a video game where inserting a non-binary character was actually done well and naturally. And that was in Darksiders 3 with the 7 Deadly Sin, Lust. I've never seen it since. the character, gender neutral clothing, a female voice, but voiced by a man, and lust works for both men and women. And it wasn't a lust, based on sexual lust. It was based on lust for power. It was well done. I've never seen it that done well since.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's, I mean, that's not the thing that I'd be looking for in my game. But if it works with what the game is doing.
I didn't think about it. I wasn't. I didn't think about it until someone else online pointed it out. And I was like,
that's the kind of stuff that should, look, if you're going to do something like that in a game, which again is not something everybody's going to like, but if you're going to do it, it should be in a way where you don't notice it until afterwards.
Exactly what Darksiders 3 did. And why it's really the only instance I've ever seen where I didn't care. Because it was done well and naturally, and it actually fit into the story and the world. You want to make a character like that? Make it a character that is literally both genders. Lust. Boom.
Okay, well, let's get into our topic.
Rant over. I'm sorry.
Let's get into the topic that we're here for. Let's turn on our blue screens.
Yes.
So we're going to get into this topic, guys. This is probably going to go on for a while. At some point, we might turn off the blue screens or might just leave them on. But yeah, this is our last topic before the diagnosis of the week, which is something we do at the end. We're going to go into our normal thing, and then we're going to go through a flow chart, which is what I want to show you guys. Yep. And there's some very interesting things, including some interesting connections that may or may not expose someone in this community. And I mean it in a light way. But we'll take a look at it. All right, we're going to get into it right now. A sweet baby rep went after Kabrutus's list.
Yet the company acts like it doesn't exist.
With threats to burn down games and bold demands.
Their origins hint at chaos planned.
So, let's go into briefly this article that came out from Grant Roberts, who is a former member of Sweet Baby Inc., basically saying that Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what we think it does, but then goes into how the fact that it sometimes does do what we think it does, and then briefly glosses over the other things and says, oh, we do narrative of the game and building and writing, but doesn't explain what kind of narrative, building, or writing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the funniest thing is he says that he would like more companies to take a stand and speak out against the abuse.
What abuse?
So wait, Robert, let's be clear here. So you think that people should speak out against abuse. So why haven't you guys come out and condemn the actions of Chris Kindred publicly? Because we know you fired him, but why did you not make it public and apologize to Kabrutus? You did the exact same thing that you are claiming that people are doing to you, which again, if people are doxing or whatever, I don't condone that. I think that, you know, family and doxing and stuff like that can be really difficult. And that's not something, there's always going to be people who take it too far. But where's Kabrutus' apology? You are doing the same thing to him. And then you're like, well, it's okay when we do it and we're never going to address it. It's all the gamer's fault. How is it the gamer's fault if you don't actually do anything? You are making it into a bigger issue here. You are saying, well, it's everybody else and everybody else's fault for doing this, but then we're not going to acknowledge the part that we played in it.
Yeah, not a very good look, dude.
So why should we acknowledge anything you have to say, regardless of how important it is or not? And as I said, I don't like doxing. I think doxing is terrible. But why should we acknowledge a single thing you have to say when you won't acknowledge the fact that you guys played a role in trying to ruin somebody's life over simply making a list? You won't even acknowledge that, but you want other people to acknowledge that you guys got harassed? Big whoop. It's the internet. If you don't like it, leave.
You can't leave the internet. Everyone's on the internet. Unless you're Amish. Sorry, Amish.
And yeah, I know my mic cut out. Nothing I can do about it. All right. But what are you guys here for? You guys are here because I said that I would be dropping a huge scoop on Sweet Baby Inc. And I am going to. We are going to take a look at something that you guys. So I have to give a hat tip to Madam Savvy because she give me the name of the program that she uses. But through the course of how many days, honey?
At least 3, maybe 3.5. You were literally working on it nonstop this entire freaking week.
Yeah, so we are going to go over a flowchart that I have created that is a timeline of Sweet Baby Inc. and Gamergate, and we're going to go over a couple connections that are interesting and kind of let people weigh in on it in the chat, obviously, and then we will obviously come back and go over it more. And as I said, we have our blue screens up because we're probably going to cut parts of it to put in the video, but we are going to probably address the chat a little bit too, so it's not a big issue.
Yes.
All right, guys, are you ready to see what I have to show you guys?
No, you're not, but you're going to be ready anyway.
So, as I said, it took a long time for me to do, and I hope you guys appreciate it because it took a lot of work.
I do. I appreciate it. I was the one who kept telling you to take a break, and you were like, no, I need to get this done. I need to get this done.
Here we are. As you can see, this is a complete timeline of Sweet Baby Inc. This is literally, as I will zoom in here, you can see it starts from 2011 till 2025. And it maps out everything, including where they started, where they are now. It has every single member of, these are all the people, you see that the pink lines, these are all the people who are involved with the podcast and what they're linked to. And then we have down here every single public member of Sweet Baby Inc. that is currently available and where they worked and how they're connected. As you can see, there are a ton of them. And one of them we just spoke about, which was Grant Roberts, as you can see right here. He's not only someone who works for Sweet Baby Inc., but he also worked for Rocksteady and Bungie. So we know that information simply from doing that. But as you could see, this took a lot of time to work on. Nope. Hold on. My bad. It's not perfect. I should have locked this in. But as you can see, I've mapped this out. So we're going to go over it and the interesting connections that are here. Because again, this is literally a huge list. And so we're going to go through. We're going to start off at the beginning. Everybody's asked the question, where did Sweet Baby Inc. come from? Well, I'm about to answer that question for you. Are you ready? Here we are. In 2011, we have Ariane McGilvery, or Ari McGilvery, started the job at a company called Blind Ferret Entertainment. And as you can see, there's something interesting about Blind Ferret Entertainment. These are their clients: Apple, Netflix, Nintendo, Sega, Team 17, Activision Blizzard, Riot Games, Disney, Ubisoft, and Gameloft. Now, why am I bringing this up? So, okay, well, maybe Sweet Baby Inc. comes from some of those connections. But how could we prove it? We can prove it because in 2013, a book was created called Pure Steel. It is a hardcover book, and it was created by Ariane McGilvery and Kim Belair. Yes, the very...
Dun, dun, dun.
But look who the publisher is. Blind Ferret Entertainment. So as you can see, it was Blind Ferret. However, we talked also about these podcasts that Sweet Baby Inc. were involved in right here. The Sexiest Podcast and the WrestleGamia podcast. But did you know there was a third podcast that nobody's found but me? Here we are. In 2012, they launched a podcast that was called the Watchtower Podcast.
Tell them what that podcast did.
The podcast says, mission to bring you funny and entertaining stuff, as well as the latest and greatest news and views from the world of comics. We don't just talk about the books, we talk about the comic culture, from music to fashion to even relationships. And it talks about when they were founded and when they did all this stuff. But as you can see, let's see who this show is about. It talks about different shows. Monday, while you're at work, and it says some people have to actually work, so they don't have time to explore them. Jeff and Ari McGilvery, talk about this. And we had Donnie Coulter and Jeff Moss. Now, Donnie Coulter is a radio producer in Toronto, and he actually used to work for News Talk 1010 or 101, 1010, or whatever you're going to call it. And it does. But it was a talk show in the morning, so it's interesting. There's another connection here. Jeff Moss actually connects to a very strange rabbit hole, which I still have to explore, which actually goes back to a YouTube channel and goes to a very strange show called Naked News. It's a really weird thing. It's a rabbit hole of its own. I did not want to go down that one.
With some woman in lingerie talking about stuff, I think.
In the news, yes. But let's go into the most important part here. So what did I say? I said that they had gotten involved here. Okay? But something people don't really know is in 2014 was when the first Gamergate happened. Obviously involved Zoe Quinn, Brianna Wu, and Anita Sarkeesian. And as you can see, it led to the founding of sites like Feminist Frequency. But it also led to a company called Weird Ghosts. And we will get back to them shortly. But Weird Ghost is actually very connected to Sweet Baby Inc., which people may know, but they do not know just how significant that connection is. But let's go into here. So as you can see, in 2016, they started the Sexiest podcast, right? We know this is where the Bowser fascination came from and whatever. What you don't know is, now I know Savvy did some work on this, but as you could see, I have mapped out every single episode and every single person who worked on it, and they all share something in common. Every single one of these people, except for the handful, all of them work at Ubisoft.
Dun dun dun.
You see these pink lines? Every single one maps to a person who was on the show who works for Ubisoft. Now, some of them work for more than just Ubisoft. We also have Compulsion Games, EA. Let's see. We have here Reflector Studios. There's a couple other ones. I'm going to go up here.
It is quite a detailed chart, so it will take you a while to find.
Warner Brothers Games in Montreal. We have the narrative at Sunderlust Studios, BioWare, more Warner Brothers games, Elastic Games, Brass Lion Entertainment, Compulsion Games, EA, Compulsion Games. Interesting, huh? All these connections. Now, where did they come from? You might say, well, they must have come from Kim Belair, right? Well, they did not come from Kim Belair.
You would think they all come from Kim Belair because of her connections through Ubisoft, and you would think, oh, she just invited all of her coworkers to join her in her endeavors.
Except Kim Belair, as we will look at right here. See, this is the missing piece that people didn't realize until now. Okay? Let's take a look at Kim Belair. She's right up here. Kim Belair started at a bunch of places, but you'll see started at Ubisoft in 2015. Okay? And when was their podcast started? Let's take a look. And as I apologize, I'm not used to the controls of this thing, so you'll have to give me cut me a little slack.
The Sexiest podcast was 6 years ago, so around 2018. WrestleGamia was before that, I believe.
Yes, but if we look, so that's weird. So in other words, Kim Belair was hired and was working for Ubisoft for a while, but how did she get hired from Ubisoft? Well, it is my belief that this company right here had something to do with it, because it's interesting. As you can see, Blind Ferret has Ubisoft, and Ariadne McGilvery is one of the founding members of Sweet Baby Inc., and she was working there way before. And they made a book together, which I believe is Kim Belair and Ariadne McGilvery's first big collaboration. That's what I believe. But here's where the connections gets interesting. Okay? So I really apologize to the person who's about to be put on blast by this. But I need to do this because it's something important to point out. Okay?
Do it.
At the end of 2018, when Sweet Baby Inc. was founded, Blind Ferret Entertainment rebranded as Laughing Dragon Studios. However, you will see that they are an animation studio that has worked for Death Battle. Now, what's Death Battle? Well, if we follow this line here, you will see that Death Battle is linked straight here. Death Battle is a popular web series, and it by Rooster Teeth, hosted on a Death Battle YouTube channel formerly known as Screw Attack. Huh.
Dun dun dun.
Who do we know who works at Screw Attack? Stuttering Craig, you got some splitting to do.
Seriously, yep. We were doing. I was helping Master with his research. We clicked on Screw Attack, and Craig's picture popped up.
Mr.
Sorry,
Mr. Craig,
but it's true.
you got some splaining to do. But yeah,
you might as well explain this connection.
What do you mean explain it?
Explain, because people are saying no, not Craig.
So it must have. It's actually an interesting thing because I don't believe they got fully involved until after he left. But it's still interesting to look at because it's definitely interesting to see how small the entertainment industry can actually be. But I know that Death Battle took over from Screw Attack. I don't know if Blind Ferret may have been pulling the strings from behind the scenes on some of the stuff, which would have made sense. But we don't have definitive proof of anything, and I don't think Craig is into Bowser or anything like that. So I don't think we have to worry.
He seems sane. I'd rather he stay sane.
But here's the kicker, guys. So I've already kind of explained Blind Ferret Entertainment and how I believe it there where Sweet Baby Inc. got their links from. But there's more, guys. And this is something that I don't think people realized. A lot of people have talked about Baby Ghosts. Baby Ghosts is a subsidiary of Weird Ghosts, right? Which, as we spoke about before, is a company that came out of Gamergate 1. What you may not know, or some people do know, is that at the end of 2023, Sweet Baby Inc. joined Baby Ghost. As you can see here, today we celebrate the 7 studios joining cohort 3 of Baby Ghosts. And as you can see...
And right there, you can see Sweet Baby.
But here's the worst part. Okay, guys? As you can see here, Chris Kindred was fairly happy about this. But now, some people knew about this connection, some people didn't. But what you didn't know is this happened a couple months before Gamergate 2. As you can see, 11 months ago, it would have taken place right at the end of 2023, and Gamergate started right at the beginning of 2024. So within a couple months of
Gamergate 2, to be specific.
Yes. Gamergate 2 started within a couple months. So within a couple months of receiving and joining Baby Ghosts, Chris Kindred would go on to kick off the entire Gamergate 2. But only a couple months after Baby Ghost, they joined Baby Ghost. So what am I making out of this? The point I'm making, guys, is literally, this is a really weird coincidence, isn't it?
There is no such thing as coincidence.
To gain funding from a place right before, a couple months before Gamergate 2 gets thrown off, and then to be involved with the company from the first Gamergate. It's all been connected all the time, guys. But so where did Sweet Baby Inc. come from? Simple. It got funding from the same places that people got from Gamergate 1, but it started right here at Blind Ferret. That's where I believe it started because, again, a lot of these connections came from Ubisoft, and I believe that Ariadne McGilvery, who is no longer at Sweet Baby Inc., she's actually moved on to somewhere else. I don't know what I moved there. But as you can see, if we take a look down here, let's see, where is she? She's up here somewhere. Here. Ariadne McGilvery has probably one of the most extensive lists of anybody here. And as you could see, she started as Blind Ferret Entertainment in 2012. And then not long afterwards, she was A couple years later, she was hired at Ubisoft, where she probably met Kim Belair, or she met Kim Belair in between working between here, because right towards the end of 2013 was when they published their book together. So I guarantee that she met Kim Belair and everything around that point, and they made that book, and yeah, that's how it happened. That's what my theory is. I don't have definitive evidence to prove it 100%. I will tell you that right now, Ariadne McGilvery is actually in charge of another company, which is called Flameborn Games. It was established in 2024. But here's one more piece of information. Again, I'm working on this still. There might be more to squeeze out of here. But as you can see, this is a very extensive list. I've worked very hard. But the important thing to take away from this is, I've said before, and I said it a couple days before, I said it a couple days before an article came out that proved what I was saying, was that CPB Inc. hasn't been affected. But not only have they not been effective, they've been hiring. Yeah, you heard me. They've been hiring. They don't want you to know that they've been hiring, but they have. And as you can see, let's find him. Where is he? There you go. We have Maria Vina, January 2024. For 10 months. And again, there's another person here who I forget. And again, I'm not used to the controls. I apologize. But all of these people, so these are people who either work at CPB Inc. or currently work for CPB Inc. But a lot of these people joined not that long ago. So there are people here who have been here with CPB Inc. for longer, but some of them, CPB Inc. has been hiring. And I want to point out that, where was it? I can't find the one that I wanted to point out here. I apologize, guys. I'm not used to navigating this kind of controls. This is new for me. But
don't worry, just be patient.
I want to point out here, there are two important members of CPB Inc. to look at. You'll see Sexiest Podcast. There are two members of CPB Inc. who are interesting. One is Pello Travosi, who was actually a bartender, okay, before becoming part of CPB Inc. A bartender, a mixologist. That's all. They had no experience in games. They appeared on the Sexiest Podcast to talk about the sexiest cocktail, as you can see right here.
I guess that would make sense considering he was a bartender.
But
how
now,
can a cocktail be sexy?
If we look down here, I know Savvy covered this. You can see Sexiest Cartoon Dog with Sean Hannigan. Why is Sean Hannigan important?
Because he is Kim Belair's brother.
He is Kim Belair's brother, and he worked at Warner Bros. Entertainment for a while before he now works at CPB Inc. But long story short, guys, this is a list that I'm continued to work on. As I said, it's been an extensive undertaking. But as you can see, we can determine that CPB Inc.'s origins were probably started somewhere around by Blind Ferret Entertainment, and that's probably how they got some of their contracts, and then it spiraled from there to Ubisoft. We can at least definitively say that Sweet Baby Inc. is 100% connected to Ubisoft. As you see these pink lines here, all of these pink lines are literally our pink represents the Sexiest Podcast, okay? All of these people who appeared on the Sexiest Podcast, they're all connected to Ubisoft. So we can know definitively that Sweet Baby Inc. is probably something that was born of Ubisoft, but I believe that Blind Ferret Entertainment was where it began. That's where I believe, because again, keep in mind, before Kim Belair was hired by Ubisoft, and before Ariadne McGilvery, or right around the time where Ariadne McGilvery was hired, they made a book. And the book is called Pure Steel. It's available. Someone should buy it and read it for just like a dramatic reading. But it's a book. It's a book, and as you could see, God, I'm not good with these controls. Nope. Go up here.
Free.
As you can see, Blind Ferret Entertainment in 2013. So before Kim Belair was even part of it. And again, there's more here, guys. This whole Watchtower podcast and a bunch of other things. But long story short, we found a bunch of connections. And Craig,
you have some explaining to do.
Do you know? Do you know? Did you know? Does he know?
If you so, Craig, you have some explaining to do. Please step into our interrogation chamber.
Be nice. But yeah,
Why?
I don't think Craig. I'll be honest. I don't think Craig was that involved in it. But it's
No, I don't think
interesting.
so either. I don't think so either. I just wanted to say that.
I will say one thing. I do believe that behind the scenes, Blind Ferret Entertainment was running some of the things. So you could see in his animation studio that's worked for Death Battle. So they worked for Death Battle. It's possible that there was some stuff going on with them behind the scenes, but it's just so interesting that a company that may have been the starting point for Sweet Baby Inc. evolved into a company that ended up taking over from Screw Attack. So that's quite interesting. It was just a cool connection I wanted to point out there. And yeah, that's what I have to show you guys. Maybe it wasn't as dramatic or cool as you guys thought, but like
I thought it was cool, but I'm a little biased.
I've been working on it, as I said, for quite some time. As you could see, I
You
went through
worked on
all
it
the
non-stop this entire week. You would not
Yeah,
take
but-
breaks when I told you to.
The things to take away from it are that I have a record of every single person who's worked for Sweet Baby Inc. and where they worked for before. So if they go private or whatever, we still have them right here. We have connections to Baby Ghost. We have a know that happened a couple months before Gamergate 2. And we also know that there's a bunch of interesting companies involved with them. And Ubisoft is most definitely involved with Sweet Baby Inc. I would not be surprised if a lot of their contracts come from Ubisoft connections.
And
But I believe they started...
if I may, darling, and
Mhm.
we know that they are in fact connected to Gamergate 1.
Yes, they're connected. We knew that before, but we didn't know how closely. It is very closely. The fact that, as I show here, guys, look, you can see they joined Baby Ghost. I put it towards the end of here because they literally joined it right at the end of 2023. And Kabrutus Rama was attacked, I believe, in August?
February.
February.
I think February of 2024.
Yeah, so 1 or 2 months after this occurred was when Gamergate 2 kicked off. How interesting. What a coincidence that they'd be funded by people involved in Gamergate 1, only to start Gamergate 2 a couple months later.
No such thing as
Fascinating.
coincidence in our religion, darling. No such thing.
All right. Whew, that was a lot of talking.
Woohoo! Well done, dear. I'm sorry
All
if I
right.
interrupted too much.
No, it's okay. Whew. All right.
Seriously, almost passed out from exhaustion this past Shabbos.
Yeah, I know. I did.
You did?
I tried my best. Maybe it wasn't exactly what people were thinking. But you know, I wanted it.
I mean, it's not like we're revealing Bowser again.
But I wanted it. And again, I'm not finished, guys. I'm going to keep digging. But I believe that Blind Ferret was the starting point and Ubisoft was the beginning. And clearly, from the Watchtower podcast to the Sexiest podcast to what's it called, to the book, to the WrestleGamia, they have been trying to break into the industry for quite some time, and they were not successful until they created Sweet Baby Inc. And they had all the connections established to do it. And that's where it comes from.
You're welcome.
So
now,
congrats.
Darling. And now, darling, you take that well-earned break.
But yeah, so that's what I had to share about Sweet Baby Inc. That is the origin of Sweet Baby Inc. It is very much rooted in Ubisoft, as Savvy hinted to before, but I believe Blind Ferret is where it started. Because again, it was very, very strange. And the PAL group was in that list. Yes, someone was pointing it out. They're there towards the end. I just marked when they joined with the PAL group, and I haven't added to it yet because there was no need to yet. I was looking into them when I found out about the page, part of their page that had Sweet Baby Inc. on it, and I wanted to make sure to make a note of it and make a video, and that's what I felt to do better than map things out on the map. I will say that they had deleted all their stuff, as you could see here from our most recent video. They deleted all their stuff, and basically, what's it called? I lost my train of thought. They removed all the stuff about Sweet Baby Inc. on it, and they also still had them listed as like one of their services they offered. And then when I made a post about it, within an hour or 20 minutes, within 20 minutes or so later, they had removed it. So
dun, dun.
hi, Sweet Baby Inc. people who are watching, because I know you are. Hi.
Hello.
What's up?
Did we scare you off? I hope so.
I'm just going to tell you straight up here, okay? Can I take center stage for a minute, honey?
Yes, go ahead. Kick me out.
I'm taking center stage for a minute. This is a message to Sweet Baby Inc. Okay? Maybe at some point you guys thought you were doing the right thing. Maybe. And you know, I'm willing to believe that. But now you're not doing the right thing. And the right thing right now, if you wanted people to at least try to listen to what you had to say, you would own up to what your employee did, what Chris Kindred did. You won't even acknowledge he's been fired publicly because you're all cowards. But you'll cry and scream and pretend that you're victims rather than take responsibility for your behavior. If you want other people to take responsibility for their behavior, then you need to take responsibility for your behavior first. And if you won't, we have no obligation to. So guess what? You can run, you can hide, but I will find you. Because I've made it my mission. Wherever you go, I will find you. I will map every single thing that you guys do. And you can try to hide as much as you want. I will always find you. Gamers will always find you because in the end of the day, they are the people that matter most. They are the audience. They are the people who are there to buy games, to enjoy themselves. And if you can't even take responsibility for your employees' behavior, then put aside the DEI and the whatever else, or sensitivity consulting, put aside that. If you can't even take responsibility for behavior committed by your company, then no one ever is going to take you seriously. And we never were. But why should we even listen to you? We shouldn't. And we won't. We'll continue to log. We'll continue to map you. We'll continue to find you because guess what? You can run, but you can't hide. We know who you are. We know where you live. We know who you are. We know where you came from, and we know where you're going. But guess what? You may think you're going places, but in reality, you're spinning your wheels and you ain't going nowhere.
And what he does have is a very particular set of skills. You will find
a very particular set of skills. Skills that make me a nightmare like people like you. I will find you.
He will find you, and he will end you.
We have a $1 super chat for
that's $10, I think.
a $10 super chat from Hakami Sar.
Hold on, what's SAR?
They said they didn't say anything. Did they say something?
Oh, it's a Saudi riyal. It's Saudi Arabian money.
Thank you for the super chat. Y'all and Savvy could make a grass chart together. I would be open to it. I'd be open to it if she wants to.
I'll be honest. I have nothing against Savvy, but her chart was too hard to read. I could not read her chart. I'm sorry.
I'll be fair. She does a great job. Okay. And the program was hard to use. So I give her props. I do. I really give her props. Okay. But it took me a long time. I had to cut out things and move things around to make it anywhere readable so I completely understand. My wife does have a point. But all right. Pure Steel is out of print, but I found the last copy. Pray for me, boys. I'm going in. If you get
Don't do it. But we can offer you. But we still can. But we can offer you therapy if you decide to. It will cost extra, though.
Send it to me. If you send it to me, okay. Put it this way, Procfile. If you send it to me, I will do a dramatic reading.
Master does do good voices.
I do. I do great voices. Like this and like this.
I like this. Hi, I'm Kimberly.
Seriously, none of that is with the voice modulator. That is pure. That is all pure human vocals, people. Pure human vocals.
Hi, this is my Bowser impression. Because I love Bowser.
Thanks for the $5 super chat, Procfile.
No, but seriously, if you end up reading that and need therapy, we'll be charging you extra for it.
$2 super chat from Pickle Man. Wherever you go, whatever you do, I'll be there.
I'll be right here waiting for you.
Thank you so
What's
much.
your favorite part of Beetlejuice?
Wherever you go, whatever you do, I'll be right there waiting for you. Read it in a Yoda voice. Baby of ink, I do. I'm. Doesn't really work.
No, not really.
Wait, sounds just like him.
Really? Wow, that's high praise. Gamers are bad. Gamers.
The mic barely picked you up.
It's fine. But yeah. And Rip Alex Honky, yeah. He made a great game. Night in the Wood was great.
Salutes to him.
But yeah, that's what I had. Maybe people were hoping for more. I really hope that it was good. I put a lot of time and effort into that, guys. I'm not gonna.
That is
I'm
an
not the kind of person.
understatement.
I'm not the kind of person to be like, hey, I deserve some props for that. I deserve some goddamn props for that.
Everyone,
That was a
please
really,
give Master
really-
props. He literally worked hours into the night. Took barely any breaks, worked through lunch and dinner on a couple occasions, and actually passed out when it was finally time for our day of rest.
I literally, I ate food on Friday night, and then I just sat on the couch, and I literally just fell asleep immediately.
Pretty much, yeah. Not really exaggerating on that.
We have
You
some people
worked
in the
too
clinic.
hard.
I don't know if you got them.
Yes, I took care of them all. I have the one who has been telling people to join to preserve their sanity.
Master TS, you sound like
So again.
YMS. I don't know who that is.
Who is that?
I bought a sticker. Well, thank you. I thanks everybody for being here. Appreciate it. It was not easy to find, but again, I still believe that Blind Ferret Entertainment was where it all began, and it literally went forward to Ubisoft, and from there it took off. So again, Sweet Baby Inc. is clearly Ubisoft, definitely related to Ubisoft. The YouTuber Your Movie Sucks. I feel like I've heard of that name.
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna
sounds
butcher
familiar.
this name. You can read it. honey. I can't do it.
Sehensen.
Henson says props for $10 super chat. Thank you.
Canadian dollars. Oh, you're from Canada. You have my condolences. Hey, you have to be in
nice.
the same country as Sweet Baby Inc.
Typically, they're in Montreal, but sir.
That's still in Canada.
Yes, I know, but we don't know if they live in Montreal, so they could live in Canada. Different
Canada
parts
is
between the-
Canada. The only part of Canada I actually know is Toronto because I have family there.
Hold on, one thing before you go. There's another video with Kim. She talks in that panel. Nothing too significant. Maybe you should find something else in it. I've been working. I do have to preserve my voice because I believe I'm going on with Smash JT right after this. We still have one more segment before we finish up. So we're gonna go into that. But thanks for being here for that segment. I know some people were here the entire time. Just a reminder, if you have not already, just a reminder.
What do you think of this? You like it?
Like the video.
And please give us some more super chats. We only have 12 out of the 20 that we wanted.
Yeah, it's all right. We only have 12 out of the 20, so we won't be doing an extra topic. Maybe next week. It's fine. Let's jump into our last topic. We have the diagnosis of the week, and we'll get into that, and then we will end off there, and I'll probably be on with Smash. So
Let's
but
begin.
yeah, let's get into the diagnosis.
And now it is time for the diagnosis of the week.
Where we take events from the week and relate them to a mental illness.
Because Hollywood is full of them, and you should be aware.
Yeah. So we have an interesting diagnosis for this week.
Do tell.
So the diagnosis for this week is external locus of control.
Please explain.
So external locus of control is a psychological concept that describes the degree to which individuals believe that they have control over the events that affect their lives. Those with an external locus of control tend to believe that their outcomes are largely determined by external forces, such as fate, luck, or actions of others, rather than by their own decisions and actions.
In relation to today's topics, with Dark Universe, external locus of control is exemplified as the developers acknowledge fan feedback and adapt their attraction to meet audience desires, rather than solely relying on their original vision.
With Concord, external locus of control is exemplified by the developers attributing the game's failure to external factors like market competition and player expectations, while also prioritizing diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, initiatives over creating a product that would appeal to gamers.
And with Sweet Baby Inc., external locus of control is exemplified by the company's leadership portraying themselves as victims of external criticism while deflecting accountability for their actions and the backlash against their community, rather than confronting the reality of their missteps.
And that's why we think this is a great diagnosis for this week.
I agree. And honey, I'm sorry. I only just realized that I forgot to write down the timestamps.
Yeah, I realize you probably forgot. It's okay. It'll make editing some of this a little harder.
I mean,
Ash's video does say it's featuring me. What video?
Probably the one from earlier today. I did write down an estimation of the flowchart one though.
He seems like I think he posted about it. And I do see we got Leo Fisher with a $50 super chat. My God.
Thank you very much.
You.
Do we have anything for super chats that big?
Yes, we do. Let's see. We have a good one. Here we go.
You made a time machine out of a DeLorean? You're supposed to say the line after that.
I forget. I'm so tired. I forget.
Well, the way I see it, if you're gonna make a time machine out of a car,
if you're gonna make a car of a DeLorean, if you're gonna make a time machine out of a car, you better have to do it with some style. Besides, let's see those instructions. Watch out! But yeah, I'm gonna go over to Smash soon. Let's see where he posted. He didn't post the video on Twitter, but we'll get to that. We're gonna go into our thanks for the super chat, as I said, and yeah, we're gonna get into the ending. Anybody who is new gets let's keep it being get scrubbed. Yeah, I was mentioned in that video, I know, but he sent me a link, so I think we're going live together, but he hasn't posted about it. Okay, but anyways, we're gonna end off for now. I'll probably see some of you guys over at Smash. Oh, we have one more. Thanks for joining our therapy group, Cladex. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody who's new here or not new, wait till the end of this because there's a special message just for you at the end. But thanks for being here, guys. There'll be videos from us throughout the week based on some of this stuff and other stuff, and we'll go from there.
Good night.
TikTok, the stream ends with midnight chimes. Pixelated therapy, cross digital lines. Hit subscribe for the void to make sense. Comment your woes, a form of recompense. Like the shadows merge in the twilight's haze, our channel's a refuge, a weird therapy maze. Can't pay a shrink, we got you fam. Laughs and guidance in this goth jam. Like the video break, the algorithm style, share with your crew. Escape life's hell, from spooky memes to advice obscure. Here's your dark solace of humor as a cure. Own the night with our ghastly delight. Vendor of laughs in the negative light. Darker than your overcooked roast. Sub to the channel that you love the most. Built holes, it's the end time fair. But your issues, leave them right there. Strings of crypt, bury your dread. Return tomorrow for the undead.
think it was Dostoevsky who said, later,